And we're live. All right. Hey everybody, it's Alex. I wanted to share a little bit about the development of our vision as a creative business. Pete, Otto, and I have been working on bringing this to life in a presentation that we're intending to be video. So we're doing a dry run as a mini video to walk you guys through kind of what we're thinking. So we'll start over here. We'll work our way across the whiteboard and get a little editing done and send it across your way. I wanted to start with this notion of consumer experience. So whether or not we know it, everything that we do across our organization, whether it's legacy SGK activity, legacy IDL activity, brand image, Anthem, we're all creating these moments of consumer experiences on behalf of our clients. And so this notion of becoming a consumer experience group is something that, whether or not we've spoken about it in that way, is central to everything that we do and is central to the way that we're seeing the business going forward. Consumer experiences are created with the brand and the consumer in mind, right? So the idea is to create real connections between the brand and the consumer, leveraging areas of expertise in the creative business, right? Whether those are branded environments or influencer marketing packages, package design, social and digital content, events, campaign, other, that create these moments between the brand and the consumer that are ultimately shareable and that generate an amount of content that we can then own and deliver through our production vehicles. So the idea being that when we're doing this right as a creative agency, we are organically generating brand-driven content, consumer-generated content that consumers are generating on their own, shared social content and platforms for sharing between the brand and the consumer. We're activating the campaigns that we created. We're contextualizing content at scale. So in other words, creating channels for content that we can then go forth and deliver and produce. And we're creating consumer connectivity at the end of the day. The real value to the brand is in the connection between the brand and the consumer. And that's something that I believe when we roll ourselves together, we're really going to be able to deliver at a level that we haven't in the past. So the idea is that this is a category really that's waiting to be defined. This is an area where a lot of agencies have played. We're all dipping our toes in these waters, but the category has not yet been defined for our clients. So why would we be going about this today? Why now? Why this? The reality is that the traditional above the line and below the line agency models are both being fragmented. The idea of media by way of advertising, television, radio, that's losing the level of stickiness and effectiveness that brands have come to expect. At the same time, the delivery of big ideas that used to be created up here through channel, be it packaging, production, print, retail, or other, are also being disrupted equally, right? It's a stat that we heard today, 90% of Fortune 500 consumer CPG brands are in some sort of decline. This old model is no longer working. But what it's giving way to is an opportunity that we can fill to deliver on experiences that will make brands and consumers sticky to one another. Consumers are expecting a level of authenticity from the brand that I believe that we're really, really well positioned to deliver. So that leads us to why us, right? Why would we be the ones to deliver on this promise? Well, the reality is that we've been living in this space. We've been living in it by way of retail. We've been living in it by way of packaging. We've been living in it by way of the consumer experiences that we create every single day. And by putting ourselves together in this way, we're going to be able to own that and define this category. So we are brand designers, but we are not a branding firm, right? We are companies that we will engage in identity development or creative on behalf of a brand, but we are not going to be known as a landor, right? We are campaign and content creators, but we are not advertising or media focused. Again, we will create on behalf of consumer experience the campaigns and the creative needed to activate that brand, but we are not going to be known as a competitor to your Wieden Kennedys or BBDOs. We will be end to end. We will continue to deliver and execute on the creative that we produce by way of production management, by way of our large-scale global production organization. We are not creative only, right? So we are going to be focused and built around taking this idea end to end, We are experienced designers in every facet of the way, whether it's video, photo, packaging, socially driven content. We are creating experiences. We are not creators of artifacts. Artifacts come with the process. They are not the process themselves, right? We are connected. We are connected across North America as a creative business. We are connected to a global production engine. We are not siloed, right? So everything that we're doing is going to have the opportunity to connect dots from one to the other, which will add greater value to our brands. We are innovative. We are not stale, right? So this speaks to where we're going and where we've been, right? So as brands challenge the market and as the market changes to deliver new creative content, to think about things differently, we cannot be romantic about what we did in the past. We have to innovate, and the creative business unit is the one that's going to be able to do that on behalf of the company. At the end of the day, the idea here is that this is a brand new animal. It's a new way to address creative within the context of this between the lines format, but it's not necessarily new to us. By putting ourselves together as a North American creative business unit, we're going to be able to put together expertise in brand development, in packaging, in content, in campaign, in experiential, that we think will add a tremendous amount of value to clients and will define where we're going in the future.